Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge news. New York Times judge declines to act on Justice Department contempt request in Trump documents case. The Hill judge declines request to hold Trump team in contempt. CNBC judge does not hold Trump in contempt of court despite DOJ request. A federal judge did not grant the Justice Department request to hold the office of the former president Donald Trump in contempt of court over a grand jury subpoena that demands the return of any classified documents still in Trump's possession or control. I thought that this was a huge national security risk. He's not even being held in contempt. Why? Because he didn't commit a crime. Okay? Here's the issue. They are desperate, and they've always been so desperate to find a specific crime. Hunter, numerous crimes. Joe, very likely, numerous crimes associated with Hunter. Okay? Can't alter U.S. foreign policy when the incentive is hundreds of millions of dollars being funneled to LLCs and corporations and law firms and all of these businesses that Hunter is involved with. Okay? You have graft, potential bribery schemes, and that we know from the New York Post, the Federalist, the Daily Mail, and Hunter's own emails. We all know this. They're giving Hunter money for access to the United States government, primarily access to Joe Biden. Okay? That is not rocket science. You're a complete imbecile if you don't understand that basic dynamic. And if you just think, well, kickbacks, no big deal, that's worse than anything Trump has even been accused of. Okay? Clinton had servers with top secret intel siphoning classified data outside the U.S. government. Comey, you can watch the short on this channel, stated, well, no reasonable prosecutor would indict, but there are laws broken. So the corruption, no doubt, is infinitely worse on the Democratic Party side, but you'd have to know these things. We're finding out about Twitter and that the Federal Bureau of Investigation and government agencies were involved in silencing speech, suppressing speech, breaking First Amendment laws. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Be here on this channel at 5:45 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to talk about the release of the Twitter Files 4.0, or the fourth round of Twitter Files. And these journalists are fantastic. We go through each one of, Barry Weiss and Matt Taibbi and the other journalists that are conducting the research or releasing all this information along with Elon Musk, of course. I go through each one of their tweets. And we do that and we talk about it. So be here tonight, this evening, at about 5:45 p.m. Pacific on this channel. Hit subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel and the Stock Market Crash channel. I'll have segments on there today. And if you want to become a Patreon, please do so. Your support via Patreon is greatly appreciated. If you want to give a super thanks, the super thanks is below. Go to hagoodman.com and join the newsletter. If you had sent an email to contactgoodman88@gmail.com, just go to the website, hagoodman.com, and then sign up for the notification system. I apologize. I was actually giving the YouTube email address, but just go to hagoodman.com if you want to be part of a notification newsletter. They don't have anything on Trump. Okay, so the entire American system is against him. They don't have anything on Trump. If you look at the articles below in the description and eventually in the pinned comment, the Supreme Court has ruled that a president can declassify anything, almost anything, and classify documents. Okay? Judges have ruled in the case of Bill Clinton, if you could imagine this, that he had classified data right next to his underwear in a sock drawer. And the reason that he didn't get in trouble was because the judge ruled that, well, he was writing a book. And because he was writing a book, all the classified data within those tapes in the sock drawer were his possession. And by the way, precedent from Hillary to Clinton to Bill is that a person in Trump's position could decide what is personal and what is classified. Now, you might say that's ridiculous, absurd. Well, the precedent was already set. Sorry, I know it actually is ridiculous and absurd. Hillary had yoga emails with classified and top secret intel. Okay, almost certainly she was obviously doing Clinton Foundation work. Okay, but it doesn't matter like now. I think Hillary's going to be the 2024 nominee. If people say, oh, well, that's impossible. Fetterman couldn't pass a sobriety test. He's now senator. So it doesn't, nothing to do with candidate quality. Okay, and Hillary is actually far more eloquent than Joe. Okay, she can easily surpass mashed potato brains, and I think she will when it comes down to it. But they don't have anything on Trump. He didn't commit a crime. Okay, he didn't commit a crime with January. He should never have been banned off of Twitter. They banned his account off of every media platform because they said that his words compelled or incited or caused people to commit crimes. There's not a shred of evidence that you could use in a court of law to prove that. There's not a shred of evidence. That's why he won this contempt case. Okay? The judge does not hold Trump office in contempt of court. Why? Because he hasn't been accused of a crime. Okay? And it's like, what they're doing is, oh, well, Trump has all this classified data. Okay. The Federal Bureau of Investigation already read through every single thing they took from Mar-a-Lago. They've already read through every single thing they took from Mar-a-Lago. Everything. They've read everything. They found no crime. Okay? Just like with Trump's taxes. New York prosecutors had Trump's tax returns long before House Democrats did. They found no specific crime. You could say Trump Organization, but they went after Trump Organization they were obsessed. And still, no criminal act by Trump himself. You have, what Democrats have done is, and they're doing it to DeSantis, and I've told everybody, I love Trump because he was a great president. He was able to, Doha Agreement, which Biden completely botched, May 1st, 2021 withdrawal, Abraham Accords, moving the embassy to Jerusalem, signing an executive order combating anti-Semitism on college campuses, allocating more funding to historically black colleges and universities than any president ever, record low poverty under Trump, record highs in household median income. The man did a lot of great things. It's overshadowed by the media obsession, the apoplectic, hysterical disdain for Trump, and also parts of his personality. And he has revitalized, revamped, and reshaped the Republican Party. If he doesn't, though, at this point right now, he has to become what he was in 2015 and 2016. And then there's no stopping Trump. But if he can't do that, DeSantis can take over. And people say, oh, DeSantis, he's a Republican in name only. He's not. Look what he's doing in Florida. He's definitely not. Okay, he's proven himself. He needs to prove himself more on a national stage, and I agree with that. I do agree with that. He needs to prove himself on a national stage. But if he proves himself, and the Lincoln Project, he opposes the Lincoln Project, and he opposes Liz Cheney and that type of foreign policy, then there's no stopping DeSantis if Trump, continues to have dinners and all this. But there's no stopping Trump if he becomes what he was in 2015, 2016. He needs to actually sit down with a CNN, MSNBC journalist and explain why he is so much better than Biden, which he is. this economy and this foreign policy is objectively much worse than what happened in Trump's administration. Objectively much. There's an invasion in Europe, and we're heading into yet another recession, the second recession in mashed potato brain's tenure. But the point is, the apoplectic hysteria regarding Trump overshadows everything. And what they did with him with the Twitter files, and be here tonight for the live stream of this evening, 5:45 p.m. What they did with the Twitter files is, what we're finding out is that the Twitter was an extension of the Democratic Party, like certain departments of the Federal Bureau of Investigation almost certainly are. And so, and other agencies, there are loyalists that side with, and there were loyalists that sided with the Bush administration. Obviously, there are loyalists within government that side with administrations. There are very few, if any, loyalists within the U.S. government that sided with Trump. And that's because he upended the apple cart. He completely, he's a bulldozer. There was a very corrupt system, and he came and he reshaped everything. And now you have the House of Representatives actually investigating Hunter and impeaching Joe. They will impeach Joe. Okay? The Mitt Romneys of the world would never even think of doing that. So, he didn't get the Senate, Trump, like I always say, because the Georgia and Arizona Republican parties despise Trump, and they'd rather lose. They don't want to back any candidate that is, they don't want to back any candidate tied with Trump, and they'd rather lose. If Trump is smart, he goes ahead and gives an olive branch somehow. And I know you say, well, there's so much corruption. I know. But when the dust settles, whether it's Trump or DeSantis, we're not going to take back the Oval Office without Georgia and Arizona. Again, if the Georgia and Republican parties decide that they don't want to play ball, it's 4 years, the first 4 years of Hillary's presidency. Hillary Clinton will become president if Trump or DeSantis don't make some kind of peace deal offering, negotiation, or give an olive branch to the Georgia and Arizona Republican parties. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel. Trump wins. Haven't heard that in a little bit, but this is the type of momentum that he needs. Huge victory, because this should show you that the whole thing is a farce, okay? If there's a grand jury, he should have already been held in contempt. But he hasn't committed a crime. Hillary did with servers. But again, I think she'll be a nominee, and you'll have the first 4 years of Hillary's administration, Hillary Clinton, if Georgia and Republican parties don't play ball with Trump or DeSantis. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. Be here tonight at 5:45 p.m., people. Thank you.